Severnside is being hampered by planning difficulties, but the local council insists it's not obstructing progress.
Twerton Park in Bath, for the last 10 years the home of Bristol Rovers. It's shared with a team of part-timers, and even if Rovers were good enough to play in the Premiership, the ground wouldn't be acceptable. That's why the team have been considering setting up home on Severnside. This land close to the second Severn crossing is currently a curious mix of chemical works and farmers' fields. Bristol Rovers had been hoping to turn it into an ambitious £26 million football stadium and sports arena, but it seems that dream could be as far as ever from becoming a reality. Last year, the projects reached the design stage, but today ICI issued a statement saying the proposal was unlikely to proceed. It said progress was impractical due to difficulties presented by the present planning environment, though it stressed an area will still be set aside for leisure uses. The land falls under the authority of North Avon Council, which denies there are any new delays in getting planning permission.
We were told that they would submit planning applications about October last year, and they still haven't submitted them. And now they seem to have a new agenda, and they seem to be blaming the council, which is rather unfortunate.
But Rovers insist the Severnside plans are still on and are playing it down as a planning dispute, which will be settled.
I am disappointed that the football club at the moment and our proposals are being used, if you like, as a political football. But I suppose we are a planning game. And insofar as Severnside Sportswood are concerned, we will just plough ahead, getting our act together so that we will be in a position to perform when a green light is pressed, and I'm still confident that that will happen.
For his team's fans coming in to buy tickets at the club's supporters shop today, there was frustration.
I was really confident this would go through, and if it does fall through, obviously gutted, because while Bristol Rovers will continue playing at Twerton, we haven't really got the potential to get any further up the leagues. It's desperately disappointing, but we'll never give up hope.
For the Twerton Park faithful, the only certainty is that they won't be going anywhere for many years yet. Paul Baltrop, BBC News West, Bristol.
New stadium on their land at Severnside. In a bolt out of the blue, they said planning difficulties meant they were unlikely to carry on with the scheme. But tonight, a Rovers director said their new home was being used as a political football, and he was confident it would go ahead.
Long-suffering Rovers fans thought it was in the back of the net, a scheme that would finally give their team of exiles a home of their own. A 20,000-seater stadium and leisure complex on 60 acres of land at Pilning next to the River Severn. But today, landowners ICI warned that planning problems made Rovers' dream impossible. The supporters are stunned.
If obviously it's completely true and it's definitely not going ahead, then devastation as far as the Bristol Rovers Football Club is concerned.
ICI, who have their giant works alongside the proposed site, blame local government reorganisation. They fear the new South Gloucestershire Authority, taking over from North Avon in April, could delay the stadium and any other development. The present council, though, had been waiting for planning applications to come in and was shocked at the company's surprise statement.
I am in fact meeting them next week in a pre-arranged meeting, and that's why I'm so surprised that they haven't let me know what's going on. And all this does, of course, is to cause uncertainty for those who would wish to see a sports stadium coming forward, and we need the certainty of those planning applications.
Rovers have been roving for 10 years. They left Eastville Stadium in Bristol to share Bath's Twerton Park ground. There's been a desperate search for a new home for the team and fans. 3 previous applications for sites have failed. The club's vice-chairman believes the obstacle to the latest plan is political.
I think that the fans should realise that the emotions of Bristol Rovers Football Club, for the players and the fans, are being used at this moment in time. We should just sit back. We've got a very good project. We've got that project funded, and I think that it will come to fruition.
It's a dream stadium. The club are now hoping it won't become part of the nightmare of finding a new home back in Bristol. Bob Crampton, HTV News, Severnside.
Well, I'm joined now by our sports reporter, Phil Duffel. Phil, how important is it that Bristol Rovers get the go-ahead for this new ground?
It's vital, really, for the club to take them forward into the 21st century. Of course, if this scheme fails, it'll be the 4th setback that Rovers have had in the last decade. First of all, they tried Stoke Gifford, a sports and leisure complex was thrown out there. Then it was on to Kingswood, Rovers supporters' heartland, that was vetoed. Then they tried Hallen, a £50 million scheme too near the chemical works, so that one went. And now we're on to Severnside. And I mean, if this one falls through, it's looking like it's sort of objectors 4, Rovers 0, which is obviously not the scoreline they wanted.
No, not at all. All this uncertainty must be very unsettling for the players. How's it affecting them?
I don't think it would affect players as they actually step out onto the pitch to play a game of football. The problem for Rovers is that it can affect players in making decisions. For example, Brian Small turned down a move from Aston Villa to Rovers because he didn't think that the club was going places, and at the moment you've got Marcus Stewart maybe wanting to leave the club for similar reasons.
And of course one solution would be a bit controversial, but either a merger with local rivals Bristol City or perhaps a ground sharing scheme at Ashton Gate.
I don't know that a merger is a viable alternative, but a ground share could well be worth looking at. It happens in Italy, why not here in Bristol?
We shall see. Phil, thanks.